the winter solstice, which is about a 3-day period. It's just not just one day. The solstice is, as a matter of fact, you can say that the solstice, most of these things, any cycle lasts about 7 days. That's why Christmas falls right to December the 25th, around the same time. That's a solstice, and you know, it's a lot more than the whole concept of Jesus and them just adopted that whole holiday thing, but you know, we'll deal with some of that in a few minutes also. But glad to be back at Mutalas. Anybody providing the space, like we say, the space is getting shut down all over the country. Radio space is getting shut down. You can't get black people on the radio, but conservative radio is #1. You know, so so anytime we have a good gathering, it's still great. Back in 1992, I think it was Steve Coakley came, and this is my 10th year anniversary of my first time lecturing in June of 1992. I did the Dogon lecture, so I've been at this for 10 years now. So this is, I guess you say, this is the last lecture of the 10-year anniversary tonight. And it's interesting because I remember Steve Coakley saying something one time, and it made a whole lot of sense. He said it was a privilege to speak to your people. And it's also to the point whereas, you know, I did 10 years from 92 to 2000 with only charging $300 to go around the country and all. Good thing about it is because I was the cheapest, I was going every weekend and racked up over 200 something lectures. So I was really getting the lectures and stuff because I was cheap. And I only had to go up because the rent thing got a little, you know, like I said, I got in my house in 99 and with Ginger, and she hauled ass a year later and left through the gas, lights, phone bill, and all that kind of shit, you know. So I had to go up on my rent shit just to, you know, to cover that. But the key is how I was able to do it was that the actual people showing up and the actual people coming out to see you, that was reward enough. So that was actually the high. You know, I didn't charge no money because I just thought that it was just amazing and a thrill that people would, you know, be interested enough to come hear what you got to say, and that was reward enough. And I think a lot of people, you know, they get into this thing based on the finances, and they're all pissed off because they don't get the money, but they don't realize that they already got paid when the people just show up. And now we know this because, see, this is the flip side of this thing here now, because we know that the lecture circuit has dwindled down, and this is years later, and we don't have as many lectures as we used to. So whenever somebody show up, it's reward enough. You see what I'm saying? That's payment enough. You know, and like I said, and it's a good statement, it is a privilege to speak to your people. That is an actual privilege. That is a privilege. And also, as C.P. Manel said, it is also a privilege for people to want to get knowledge. And so you say, well, how can it be a privilege for people to want to get knowledge? Well, just think of the amount of motherfuckers that don't even want to deal with knowledge and actually have a hatred and a detestation against knowledge. And we talking about our people. It will get pissed at you when you try to teach them something. So therefore, it is always a privilege to get information. The name of this lecture is, get the right name, Ghost Time, which is interested in the return of the ancient ancestral force, which is key. Get ready to pull libation. We're going to get the brother going to do the drums in a few seconds. We're going to pull libation. That's always good when somebody shows up with the djembe, you know, to do the libation, which is cool, which is almost ceremonial when we're talking about the solstice. When we're talking about the solstice. Which is actually said in Ancient Egypt, Light of the World. Charles Finch did one of the great essays on this whole Christmas thing. We know is also the birthday of Mithra, the birthday of Horus, or the birthday of Heru. In this particular case, I'm calling it the birthday of Lavado, which I will go back and give you a little more detail on that. As well as a female side of the dragon energy. That I will go into the people who missed the last lecture. It's also the birthday of Lavado, but for those who are familiar, it's the birthday of the Egyptian Christ Horus, the Heru. And he, in this particular section, Charles Finch, in the introduction of Ancient Egypt, Light of the World, Gerald Massey, he says that even the birth of Christ on December the 25th identifies him with the Egyptian deity Horus, who is Osiris reborn. And is cosmologically the sun beginning at the ecliptic ascent towards the zenith of the summer solstice of June the 23rd. Thus, it can be said that the sun was born at the depths of the cave in the winter solstice at 1 a.m. in the morning of December the 25th, the resurrection of the Christ at the equinoxes, going on into Easter. So we know that this is the birthday of Horus the Heru, which is still time for celebration in a particular aspect. You ain't got to go do the whole Christmas aspect, but you know what I'm saying? It's just, for slave people, it's just a day off. We should always take advantage of a goddamn day off. You know what I'm saying? So if that calls for celebration, that's celebration enough to have a damn day off from the plantation. So this, we know that it is the birthday of Horus, a Heru, which predates Jesus 10,000 years. 10,000 years. As well as Santa Claus is a very metaphysical aspect of Santa Claus. I know that we had to undo a lot of things in the Afrocentric movement, you know, these mental genocide and these particular holidays. But remember now, these holidays are not put here because of some stuff that they want to give to people. It is the Masons are the actual esoteric orders of the Europeans that understood the real thing: equinox, summer solstice, winter solstice, spring equinox, fall equinox. And they gave you the ghost holiday, but on top of that, there's some real serious times. And so the solstice is very key today, and I didn't realize that I knew, but I laid across the bed and I tried to get some sleep about 2 hours ago, and my back started flaring up. I'm like, damn, this cool. I said, the Kundalini energy is rising today, and I'm like, then I thought about it, I said, oh shit, today is the winter solstice. You see, so this is how this particular thing goes. It's always something behind. Including, there's a book out on St. Nick, which in actuality, if you trace it back, it's got something to do with the Moors in Spain. And the European celebration of the Moor, which is you get your whole St. Nick thing. You see what I'm saying? The old Nick. It's in also an esoteric book. A couple of esoteric books that came out last year on the dark side, and they talk about the old Nick. It's called the Moor. It's the old Nick. Is the Moor. So we know that this was their last rendition of celebrating the person who came and gave them knowledge. You see what I'm saying? Gave them the jewels. The gifts and the jewels is knowledge. They, you know, you have pearls of wisdom, the jewels, you're dropping them jewels. You know, you have the 5%ers talk about that now. So we know that that's the Moor. And the whole St. Nick, there's a book out on they sell it in parties now. There's something on the esoteric aspect of St. Nick, Santa Claus. You see what I'm saying? And I dropped that. I guess I'll go through some more of that in a few minutes on the symbology of it. In a few minutes. But we're still talking about a Christos, a Christ figure. And remember now, a lot of this stuff was introduced to them by the Moors. And it was interesting, even when it comes to most high fashion that we see in Paris and Milan and different things, we know that all that stuff was introduced by the Moors. So even what we call European fashion is Africa. Just about all of it. Even down to the Louis XIV and all this different, the heels and all this type of stuff. A lot of this stuff, they said they had to teach them how to dress. We talk about these people was wearing fucking bearskins. And next thing you know, they got the coat of arms, they got all this particular stuff, all this particular dress and stuff. We see this, and we think it's synonymous with Europeans, but actually, they was in there for 700 years. Basically, they taught them all of that. They taught them all of that type of dress and everything else. So we know that this whole solstice thing was set in, and that's just for most of the mass of the people to get the whole Christmas thing, and then they just converted this into the whole Jesus Christ thing. You see, but we know we're talking about the whole birthday of Horus. In this case, we're talking about the birthday of Labrador. A lot of things happen ancestrally, so we're going to get into this type thing. We're going to get into this, and we're going to get into some current events and different things like that. So I'm gonna get my libation list so we can get right on into this, and get right on into this. And we, like I said before, we for the last let's say from 1992, as far as my aspect, because I started teaching in 1992, so let's say, so we can go back from 1988 or 1987 up until about 2000, was a lot of the information, tons and tons and tons of information. And right at 2000, a lot of this stuff started becoming application in a particular aspect, and I started actually going through all types of changes, all types of metaphysical changes, physiological changes, as well as all types of cosmic drama. So what we're dealing with here, we're actually dealing with the living specimen, and actually we're tapped in. It's not like we're looking for something. There's a realm that we have found. A realm that we found, like the sister Kimberly, that was used to be my significant other about 10 years ago and stuff. She was with me with the Dogon video, and it was interesting because as soon as the millennium came, she started channeling to this particular inner realm. So there's an inner realm, an inner core realm, and there's a difference between, you get some channel, they go, oh, the universe, the universe. That, whenever you say the universe, you know the motherfucker is actually don't know what the hell they talking about. Because the universe got all kind of transmission, and they lie to you as well as all that. For 8 years, I got, I would get one information one day, and the next day get something else, and I understand you got people in the universe. The universe is full of enemies too. When we talk about the spirit realm is not just all good. We just all understand. And people go, oh, the universe, fuck the universe is home to a whole bunch of bullshit motherfuckers. That don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? People, images that will steer you wrong. And it ain't got nothing to do with evil. What we're talking about here is a family fight where both sides want to win. So we're not talking about good versus evil. It's not. It had nothing to do with that. It's something the movie Spawn. The animated series Spawn. They did a animated series on HBO back in from '97 to '99. The third series, the last series, Heaven had them some cutthroat warriors and all kind of shit too. They were like, well, goddamn, what the fuck is up with Heaven? They were like, Heaven want to win too, and they'll kill up everything down this motherfucker just to win. Well, it's not just some made up stuff. When the woman, O'Flaherty, that worked damn near 30 years at University of Chicago, unmasking all these thousands of Sanskrit texts, she was like, motherfuckers is worshiping these gods of heaven. These are some of the most cutthroat, villainous ones compared to the ones that they say is evil. So this is the damn good side. The good side is real fucked up. So when you get off of the what you hear, you're dealing with polarities, principles. It's no different than the animal kingdom. It has nothing to do with good and evil. It just is. One side wants to battle for supremacy. And we're caught up in it all, trying to find out what is good. So we say, oh, the universe and all that. The universe is fucked up. If you keep unmasking and covering and taking off the layers. So what I had to do for the last 10 years is take off layers, and because I never was satisfied with just what the information I got, I kept on taking off the layers until I started finding out that the sublime, divine motherfuckers was evil too. That's right. And what it was cutthroat too. And why it was cutthroat? Because it ain't got nothing to do with good and evil. It has something to do with it. You got one principalities that's been ruling the universe for umpteen million years. Their parents, who have been asleep for umpteen million years, who is us, is now waking up, and their family members, they don't want them to wake up. So it's the same clause as you got a clause when you're born, when you're 18 or when you're 22, you get hold of your house. But you got some people that's your guardians, and they taking care of you. And they kicking you in the ass, telling you to be in at 12 o'clock. And now you're 22 and the motherfucker still telling you to get in at 12 o'clock, and they fail to tell you that when you turn 22, the motherfucking house belongs to you. Right. And you don't understand this and all. You still running to get home at 12 o'clock and you don't even know. These motherfuckers are squatting in your shit.
That's right.
You see? So it's that type of thing, you know, because that type of information. So on Flaherty, when she was saying it, I was like, damn. She's come to the same conclusion I did. And a lot of her work, so Flaherty, she did the Dreams, Illusions, and Other Realities. She did a Rick Vader. She did a Rick Vader. And when she did a lot of her works, her conclusion was, well, damn, the people that everybody loves and praying to is some cutthroat bastards. The great Father Divine, whether you call it Yahweh or whether you call it, these motherfuckers here is treacherous. And they only want to survive. You see what I'm saying? So they only want to survive. So this whole concept of the universe, you have to pinpoint the origin of where we're rising from. So the Sister Kimberly, it was interesting because I went through all this work and all this type of stuff here. Then I started changing, and she tapped in, and right on the millennium, right at the same time on the millennium, she tapped into that particular side. And so I started dealing with her. And the funny thing about it was, when I started dealing with her, she would get a channel. A sister from California would get the same thing. And since then, we got like 2 or 3 other people on this path, and the stuff bounced around. And I even tried to even test what was coming from the West Coast, and it was almost precise. It was like, goddamn, we told you that an hour ago when Kimberly told you that. You see, but it was another sister from the West Coast. So we're talking about, we are not necessarily just dealing with theories anymore, or dealing with just unmasking all this various information. Well, you got to get people up to speed on all this information on the esoteric teachings. What we're actually dealing with now is we actually tapped in. Actually tapped in. And actually tapped into this particular thing. So we will give you at least 10 of those particular deities. We got 19 of them in all. It's just the other ones we got, we still have to do work on them to line them up. But I'm going to give you some of this information, what we're talking about here, but I'm telling you, the doggone white boy, and just anybody, I'm trying to tell you that they, all their secret societies have gone like silence, blank. They're not getting nothing from the spirit realm. All that stuff is dead. They know it. They know it's dead, and it's almost like it just petered out. They're not getting anything, and they're looking to us. It's gone, it's dead. That's why the stores are full of all those metaphysical books or all the books on magic. How the hell a white man gonna give you some books on magic in his stores? You see what I'm saying? To take him out of power, none of that stuff works. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not working for him. So it's time up. So they are actually shaking in their boots because all of the stuff that they did in their secret societies is dead. None of the stuff works. None of the stuff works. That's why you got to gravitate towards the center of power. And you're not going to get this thing from religiosity. Religiosity can go for inspiration to make you feel good and make you feel good when things ain't going right on the work. Working all, you might have to sing a little old religious song. But if you talk about running this stuff right now at the center and tapping into this ancestral force, you've got to understand where the center of power is coming from. We're going to get deep into that chord tonight also. So let me pour some libations and we can go into some science. Let's see here. I'm going to pour some of these new gods, pour some of these new gods, and we'll deal with some things. All right, as we know, we got the 3 sisters, which is very interesting because also we know that there's always 3 spiritual entities. Even in the book of Matthew, the 3 wise virgins in the book of Matthew, and in all mythology, there's always 3 women are the triple goddess. So it's always that particular energy of the 3 sisters. In mythology. Like I said, they showed up, the 3 sirens showed up in the movie Brother, Where Art Thou? With the jug. Remember anybody saw the movie since then? With the jug and stuff. That's the same 3 sisters. It's also the Stitching Witches in the Clash of the Titans. But the 3 sisters, whether they come as hideous witches or they come as 3 beautiful maidens, it's always the 3 sisters, which is very key why they made it a point, and especially coming into the 1970s, while they told Diana Ross, you got to lead the Supremes. It's always a key to this thing. There's always some metaphysical things is actually going on. They can cause dissension. You see what I'm saying? They can cause dissension amongst the groups and all, and it's very key. It's very key that they always, when it's a critical time, they always come in and start busting up popular girl groups, popular black girl groups. When it comes to that, because they're still dealing with that three-sister energy. In this case, we talk about Teacher, T.H. and Shayola, the three sisters and all. We're still talking about them. Which now, man, this shit is a cure-all. I mean, I wake up and stuff, but I got something on me. Damn all the herb. They were like, you better hit the three sisters, because that's what's working now. That's what's working and all, So this is what time it is as a cure-all. But then again, on the other hand, like I was telling, because all the people in the little diet, blah, 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 you wheatgrass motherfuckers and all your little shit with your little old diet, your little old vegetarian, all that old bullshit. Well, I was one for years, all that old shit. I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with the physical. It's not the liquor, it's the three sisters. Now the three sisters say, look, this is how we coming. You see what I'm saying? They didn't say nothing about no goddamn soy milk. They say they coming with this shit right here. So you can do all you want, but you're not tapping, because see, it's interesting, because people been all over the country, people are like, but how can you say that about it? And I'm saying, you're still not getting it. It's spiritual. It has nothing. This is only a doorway to the three sisters. Now they say they gave me their formula, or what they do to come in, and it's the three sisters. Some person say, wait a minute, hold on now. How the hell that three sisters is going to cure what I got? I'm like, it has nothing to do with the alcohol. You're still looking at this thing, because that's the neophyte. The neophyte always looks at the apparent. Neo means new. The new initiate always looks at the apparent. He doesn't have the ability to go beyond. It's like a child. We only look at the apparent. And that's what black people are. We look at the apparent. We don't think beyond. You see what I'm saying? We're pathological grown-up children at large. So we never think beyond the apparent. And the apparent is what? What appears to be is not necessarily all there is. There's a whole book, the theosophical side, the hidden side of things, C.W. Ledbetter, and these particular books. There's chemistry and there's occult chemistry. But the hidden side of things, that's what occult means, that which is hidden. So therefore, people are still like, man, I don't get it, man. I'm like, see, now you're forced to understand the spirit. That's what the whole ancestral thing is. It's not talking about the apparent. The apparent is the government. They got this man up here called Bush is boasting that we are the number one now, and he's only scared because they know that their motherfucking time is up. Yeah. They know their time is damn up. You see what I'm saying? And so therefore, we're looking at the apparent. So therefore, going back, the three sisters, like I said, one of the best remedies, because there's Windsor Canadian whiskey combined with Glenmore London Dry Gin. But the best one is the R&R, rich and rare Canadian whiskey combined with London Dry Gin. And like we said, we fusing back in a system that was given to the European by the Moors. The distillation of alcohol. And it's interesting here because they had a whole special on alcohol and the distillation and everything from Europe to America. And basically, they say in America, the whole shit was run based on alcohol. Everything. That's why right now, you can do a lot of things, get a lot of revenue, but you can't make alcohol. That's an art form that is exclusive to people that they deem to make it, and it's all tied in with the government. You see what I'm saying? It's all tied in with the government. But they, like I said, they're splitting the grains. Now you put the grains back together, and therefore you got the remedies. These was cure-alls. So, going back, we're talking about the actual three sisters, the three sisters, and basically, just any three maidens you see in any mythology. The three Gorgon sisters, which Medusa being one of the most famous with the snake hair. You also have Demeter, Persephone, and Hecate. There's always the triple goddess, three maidens. Isis, Nephthys, and Maya. Isis, Hathor, Isis, Isis, and Sekhmet. All these different, a combination of the three maidens. There's always three maidens and stuff throughout all world history. You know, that's still talking about this triple goddess force. This triple goddess force that we're talking about here. So let's pull the libations. Go ahead and hit them drums. All right. What's up about that, bro? Okay. El Cristo Negro. San Simón. Los Spiritual and Tranquilos. Santísimo Muerte. El Cristo Rey. Madre de la Luna. Madre de Agua. Los Santísimo Peter Eva. Francisco de Tricky Reyes. Mama Shola. Zaramanda. A lot of good stuff. Let me get some notes here. We can get right into the stuff and all. A lot of good stuff happening. First of all, I want to get into this thing that happened this last 2 weeks with the senators. And let me tell you, the real bullshit going down, so that you all know what's going on. First of all, do not ever be stupid to think that the head of the Senate Majority Leader gonna go to a damn party and say some shit on segregation like that. See, all of a sudden, so you can't be brilliant enough to lead white folks in their Senate, and all of a sudden you just go someplace and lose your mind and suspend your common sense, and all of a sudden you're dumb and stupid. Right. It don't go that way. Remember that. First of all, remember, we have meetings, there's things that go on all the time that we know of, grand events that never even make it on the news. That's right. So don't think for one damn minute, you understand what I'm saying? They're going to go to any doggone party, and there's something going to be said at some birthday party for a racist ass, strong Thurman cracker ass. You see what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, the media is going to report some stuff. You see what I'm saying? What the Senate majority said. It don't go that way. So you can't be buying into the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? There is no such thing as free reporting, free media, and them making these type of fuck-ups. This is an agreement, and this is an actual manifesto, is what it is. But we caught up in the bullshit that we keep thinking that in actuality, what's going on is what's actually going on. This man gonna go and make this blunder. You see what I'm saying? The whole concept was for him to get set down in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Black people wouldn't even know what it was, even get upset that they did not report it. They got things that happen to us every day and they don't report. There's things that's going on in the world every day and they do not report. What makes you think that they're going to have one of the head crackers on their doggone party, on their machine, and they're going to report it and they're just going to unseat a head white man? Are you crazy? You think it's that easy? Over some Negroes? The whole thing is scientific. The whole thing is a ritual going on, and they made the manifesto. And we didn't understand what was going down. Now, first of all, what is going down is this. This man goes to the party and he praises Strom Thurmond when Strom Thurmond ran for Congress in 1948. This cracker was 9 years old when Strom Thurmond ran for party on the Democratic Dixiecrat in 1948. This cracker was 9 years old. And he's going to bring up some stuff that happened in 1948. Hell, that's what? 54 fucking years ago. You see what I'm saying? Now, the key here is 1948 is the same year that Israel came into being. The bogus state of Israel came into being at the same time. Now, this is very key because he makes this. I mean, even damn what's his name is sitting over there senile, don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. This nigga fought with the fucking minute man. Strong Thurman ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, he worried about what he gonna chew on the next morning. Whether it's gonna be some oatmeal or some fucking corn. Another like 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? So this man gonna come up in there and talk about, he praised the days of the Dixiecrat and the segregationist that a platform that Strom Thurmond ran under. See, there's a reason why Strom Thurmond stayed in the Congress that long. You see what I'm saying? That's all a part of the design. They got to have certain representatives of the secret societies and how they run things in the first place. And Strom Thurmond is Strom Thurmond is no different than doggone Adolf Hitler. You see what I'm saying? I don't care how much forgiving niggas are. You see what I'm saying? Let me show you an example. Because first of all, there's no such thing as no vote. One white woman called in last night on C-SPAN and said, wait a minute. In South Carolina, 90% black, there was another not 90% black, but South Carolina is almost 75% black. They got more blacks in South Carolina than any place in the country. And she asked the question, if they got more blacks than any place in the country, how the hell are they going to elect a racist cracker like Strom Thurmond all them years? That ought to let you know that our vote has nothing to do with who was in the South. It was bigger than Morehouse in its day, and bigger than all the schools in Atlanta was Allen University in South Carolina. But they got into the civil rights struggle. My mother graduated from Allen University. They got into the civil rights struggle, and Strom Thurmond took their accreditation, and the school plummeted. They got so bad until black people had to cook food in their homes and bring it to the students to eat. And they suffered for years. They didn't get accredited until the late 80s. But the point I'm trying to make, Strom Thurmond is the one that broke that power struggle, because it was one of the biggest black colleges in the country at the time, when they took the accreditation in the 60s, because they got into the civil rights struggle. So this cracker here is no friend to black people. You understand what I'm saying? But how is it that he gets appointed to the Senate every year? Up until this cracker just retired last year? You see what I'm saying? Or this year? Or damn near 100?
Yeah, this year.
Ain't this a motherfucker here now? Just retired. What do you think is going on? How they gonna let this cracker come up in here? Or racist cracker? Probably kill more Negroes than damn roaches. And you think, and they got this fool here. And you think they appoint these particular people. They appoint, let me give you an example. Now ain't no way in hell in 1986 in this damn city, black people gonna choose John Lewis over Julian Bond. First of all, Julian Bond was a part of the struggle. He was the type of person that could get shit done based on getting in crackers' face. And number two, he was light-skinned. That always weighs in too. So the nigga vote now. You see what I'm saying? He a pretty nigga with curly hair. Over a goddamn nigga with a speech impediment. Come on, man. This man is an embarrassment to niggas in the projects. He a good people and all, but you would not. We understand. We talk about a sophisticated black people. There was no way in hell John Lewis beat Julian Bond. Well, I'm trying to show you that was an appointment. When the shit was tabulated, John Lewis ends up winning. How did John Lewis win? John Lewis won not because black people voted. They won because they put him in and said he won the shit. And now he's been there for 15 years. An embarrassment. Can't even talk. You see, and love the white man more than the white man loves himself. Already, he's talking, I'm forgiving. Yeah. What's his name? Because I'm a Christian. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You see? So my point here is, there's no way that he was going to beat Julian Bond in 1986. No way. But they appointed him. You see the science? Now, to give you the bull, there's no such thing as your boy saying something that's Strom Thurmond. These crackers been saying stuff. This is the Ku Klux Klan. Right. They've been killing, they've been lynching niggas and barbecuing niggas for years, and you don't know nothing about it. All of a sudden, they're going to report some shit for you to get mad. That's not even the key. The key is, he did a manifesto that they had to put out in the public on finally what the both Democratic and Republican parties are about. Because there's no such thing as a party. Right. It's a conservative half versus a conservative half that want to fool people. When they want to love you to sleep, they give you a motherfucker to blow a saxophone. And the most villainous president to black people was Bill Clinton. This motherfucker was notorious. All the bills and all your doggone programs got shut down under Bill Clinton. And that's the Pied Piper. So there is no party. But now they're talking about here, they're bringing in the Gestapo. They're bringing in the apartheid system. So now what's happening here with the Republican thing, they just won big in Congress. Come on, ain't no way in hell they're going to speak Congress, and all of a sudden they're going to have a blunt and fucker. And you think, oh God on our side, well, what you shit? Your ass still poor. And any rich Democrat, you understand what I'm saying? Ask Ron Brown about that Democrat shit. His ass dead in the grave right now, fucking around with them Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Now, the key here is this. They won big in the Senate in November. It wasn't a mess up. They was already going to sit him down. They called that crowd in office and say, look, this is what you're going to do. Bam, bam, bam. Not so, they told him this shit 4 years ago. You never know. Anyway, the key here is, he goes up and he makes the manifesto. He as much as told people that in so many words, if you kind of understand, if this is a party, it does not make blunders, does not make mistakes. When he made that manifesto, and it's called what? The Southern Manifesto of Segregation and Apartheid. That's what it is. Whenever he made the manifesto, what they was telling you was time is out for fucking niggas. Then they go and they set him all down, but you didn't hear what they said yesterday. They said the guy that replaced him got identical voting record as the same motherfucker that they just set down. Identical. And he's a damn medical doctor. That means that he's the killer.
Right. Yeah.
He's the killer. You see what I'm saying? So they did some stuff. They were setting him down. He didn't get out of the Congress. They were told him, look, man, we're not gonna send you home to Mississippi. We're just gonna take you from your position. You understand? He's probably tired of the shit anyway. You see what I'm saying? So what they do, they set him down. He's still in the Congress. He's already made the manifesto. They get a party for this cat, Strom Thurmond, to go out. And they're assuring American public that, hey, look, this shit is still going to be white supremacy. That's what it's about. One of our great avatars and leaders of this thing was Strom Thurmond. That's why we kept him in. And we are assuring you that it's going to be the same shit, white supremacy. That's what this thing is about. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, they was making the manifesto and they were saying, hey, look, we really got this thing going on now because we got the Homeland Security down pat. You see? Now, the other stuff, he going on BET. BET is Viacom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of a sudden, is that the voice of Black America? They got 24 hours of buffoonery. All of a sudden, and stuff, you know, he gonna go on there and patronize black people. You see, that's just to get niggas mad because they don't even understand. Right. When the Voting Rights Act come up again, they're gonna shoot that shit down. Niggas won't be able to vote. You see what I'm saying? So the thing I'm trying to make here is it was a manifesto that they came, it's a ritual. They came out and told their people, hey, look, this shit is about Strom Thurmond, the Dixiecrat, the Southern Manifesto of Apartheid and Segregation. And they ain't talking about no segregation, you can't shit beside white folks. They're talking about something else, time out for Negroes. So we're not talking about the segregation of the 60s. They're talking about doggone warfare and white supremacy. They ain't got everything in place to say, look, we are ready to go to war in America against Negroes because they know that we are the people that's going to rule this shit very soon. Don't make no bones about it. And this is what's going on here. So they made the doggone manifesto, they put the platform, then they're going to set him down. They put a cracker up there, the same voting record. You see what I'm saying? With the same voting record. You see, and niggas can go back to sleep. You see, Negroes can go back to damn sleep. And that's what this shit was about. You see, meanwhile, 3 weeks ago, or that's the 24th or 25th, Bush signs in the Homeland Security.
Oh, yeah.
This means that if you are a police officer in Bamberg, South Carolina, George Bush can call down and tell you what to do. Because you have made him, you gave him autonomy over all citizens in the United States. So that means that he now has jurisdiction over every police officer and every goddamn security guard. Depends on who get the call. That's what this thing is about. The Homeland Security is they gave this cracker complete authority, which was basically, he's a front man for Illuminati, secret society, or whatever. And they were saying basically they've given up the actual country. They gave this guy complete authority over everything moving in the United States. As well as the new thing that they was talking about was that they were saying that you got till August, till March, to claim indigenous status. In the aspect of, they were saying, Bush is saying that there are no more indigenous people left in the United States. So now, don't get mad, because as soon as the Native Americans run over that shit, hold on now. The Native Americans look like this brother here, 70 years ago. Not no white man with no feather in his head.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Why is it all the Native Americans look like they from damn England, Scotland, Iceland? You see what I'm saying? The Native Americans. So they're saying that there are no more indigenous people in the country. You see what I'm saying? And so therefore they're saying that there's no such thing, that nobody has no rights to whatever land or whatever thing. You see what I'm saying? Nobody has no rights to nothing to nothing. You see what I'm saying? So here alone they're talking about he's basically destroying all rights for everybody that's going down. But then again, what is this right thing in the first place about the rights? But the key here is the whole Iraq thing that they got going on, and they got people's attention there. This Homeland Security shit is the most hideous and the major thing that they're dealing with. It's just they haven't had no events yet to let a nigga know that they don't have no rights. Right. You see what I'm saying? Good point. But this is the key. Once some stuff go down, you're going to know what time it is. So the Homeland Security is a form of the Southern Manifesto, because you best believe black people better be in check now. We talked about, I think I talked about this the last time. I don't think I talked about it in Atlanta, but remember now, the new lockup is not going to be crack cocaine in the inner city and all that stuff. They're not locked up all the black people. You see, now they're talking about, they got so many black people, the prisons are actually buckling, and they have to let some of these people go. You see this thing? They have to let some of them go in with a couple states and stuff, non-violent offenders. The key here is it's not a matter of whether they're going to lock you down, but the money is going to be made on the highway. The key here is your automobile is the new frontier on how they're going to doggone get paid off of you based on the law. With tickets, you turn the wrong way, gonna cost you damn near $1,000. That's right. So it's gonna be tickets, and any kind of vehicle violations, real minor, but they're gonna get paid off of shit. So the new battlefield is inside of your automobile. That's the key. That's the doggone key. That's the new battlefield is inside of your automobile. That's gonna be the key. So and so that's gonna affect the so-called quote-unquote black upward mobile. You see, black upward mobile. You make a wrong turn, and the next thing you know, you got to pay $700 fucking. You see what I'm saying? That's the key. That's the new battleground. Just remember that now. That's why it's good to spit you some Three Sisters, or that old Europa thing. Rub raw meat on your tires, and you won't get in no wrecks. But then again, raw bloody meat, rub it on all 4 tires and all. But one of the most mystical ones that will work every time is you got to take the black dog Anubis. I have it thing with Anubis in it. The black dog Anubis, the one where he's laying on his stomach. That's the one you need and put on top of your automobile. Put him on top of the airplane. Don't fly on no airplanes and all that. If you put Anubis on there, it won't go down. You see what I'm saying? You put the black dog Anubis on your car, and you can speed or whatever. Don't act fool, but still, if you need protection, the black dog Anubis. If you're walking down the street, you need protection. You put the Anubis on a collar. So people say, how you gonna put the Anubis? What you mean? I'm like, creative visualization, creative imagination is the most powerful thing. So you have to put the black dog Anubis on your car. Or split the Three Sisters 4 ways if you want some double protection. Split the Three Sisters, and S-O-T-G-T-H-A-O-L, for those ones who never got that, to protect the car. But you're going to have to start rolling through magic. You're going to have to start rolling through magic. Now, the key here is we're going to give out at least 10 names that does work. There are deities, like take for instance, you calling on Osiris, or you calling on Sekhmet, or you calling on Kali, or you calling on something that's 1,000 years, 2,000-3,000 years old. Is that the energy of that particular dispensation of time, those particular forces have woven themselves back into the ether. So you calling on them is like calling on the sky. It's a power and it's a force, and it might rule major cycles, but it is not micro enough for this dispensation of time to help you in your little medial existence. So you got, so to call on an entity that's 2,000, 3,000, 66 trillion years old. You see, that's like me, somebody come up and say, hey man, we're celebrating the time when you were in the first grade. I'm like, shit. First grade, hell, I can remember what, like 2 days? If good, I remember some motherfucker falling off some monkey bars. I do remember a nigga falling off goddamn monkey bars in the first grade and it bust his head open. But outside of that, I don't remember much of shit. I remember the first day I went to school and all, you know what I'm saying? I remember the goddamn teacher had a crush on me and bought me 2 Christmas presents. That shit. That's the shit. But she had a crush on me and brought me 2 Christmas. You know, they pull the names and shit. She pulled my name and said, I got you. I do remember that shit. But, and I remember being my first girlfriend. Miss Gerald, Miss Gerald, my girlfriend. But, other than that, somebody calling on that concept of so many years ago, you understand, till the energy of that particular time is dissipated. The memory is dissipated, so it's the same thing. So to call on these ancients, that's why they got them in these books. You gotta find deities that work based on this particular time. Now what it is these are the same deities, it's just they come back with a new name that's alchemically applied to the particular energy that we're in now. That's why you call him Jesus. Well, that's a composite figure. Although it's a 2,000 years old, it's a composite figure of 2 or 3 entities and stuff like that and all. That's why they got you calling on it. They know it don't provoke no energy. You understand what I'm saying? You see, that's why they got you calling on these particular ones. Even Allah. You understand what I'm saying? Which is a composite thing of Elohim and a different lead and these different ones and Allah and different things of that particular language and stuff like that and all. But it's 2,000 years old. And also too, remember now, when you got millions of people calling on the same energy, you dissipate that energy.
Right.
It's no different than a million people drinking from 1 cup of water. That means the motherfucker been gone years ago. Now you got to understand that particular science. So what we're dealing with now, we're dealing with energy. Now I'm not necessarily saying that that's not a part of your religious aspect that Allah thing has. But even in the Islam, they tell you Allah has 99 attributes. So even there they're trying to tell you that this thing is bigger than just you come in and having this one thing, this one aspect of this person got your back. Well, how ludicrous. Your own family members ain't got your back. How the hell some motherfucker from goddamn Venus gonna have your back? You know what I'm saying? I mean, goddamn, we're not, half the people is not even waking up every morning, and let alone you got somebody down there got your back. Like, that's the same thing. Sometimes I go to my kitchen sink and I see a whole bunch of ants running around. And I'm saying, I'm quite sure that ant is saying, hey, look, God be for us, who can be against me? And God loves me and he got my back. And I'm looking down at this motherfucker like, I don't know who the fuck you are, but a little damn ant. You see what I'm saying? In about 5 minutes, I'm getting ready to kill your ass. So you gotta understand the scientific aspect of this particular science here. And you got to identify to the stuff that has the power at this particular time. That is the reason why they got all those books in the doggone bookstores. Because they understand you calling on Sekhmet, you calling on Maya, you calling on Osiris. You understand that that's not the power now. It's an alchemical mutation that they're looking for. And we got the actual ones, and we can give you at least 10 of these motherfuckers tonight. That can work. And so we're not talking about this thing. What I'm trying to say here is when I tapped into this stuff over the years, I had to call on some of these deities, and I did get breakthroughs on channels and stuff, but I'm locked in now, whereas the particular entities that we're actually calling on, Osiris and all the ones we think, they don't even come into play no more, because they're so out of touch with what's actually going on in these particular living entities. Now, like I said before, I am so glad. And I have to put this on the tape. I told the people in New York, I told them this in Harlem about 3 weeks ago. I am so glad that the entities, when they came through, they didn't come through Bobby Hemmitt. Great, I'm so glad. Because I don't know nobody saying, you goddamn nigga that making up some names and trying to make up his own damn religion. Right. And I said, I'm so glad. And I said, I'm so glad it was the sisters that got the shit. You see what I'm saying? Not even the males. I'm so glad the shit came through the sisters And it came a combination of two sisters, mainly Kay and Kimberly was the ones that got it, and they got another sister that channels to them. But I'm so glad that the sisters came through and got this thing outside of me. So I don't want to put that shit there. You know, it's like Marlon Karenga went in and you know, took a couple of texts, the Book of the Dead, and he took this text that this woman, Bika Reed, wrote called Rebel in the Soul. She translated the text. And he took these texts and put them together and made the book, the Hosea, and told the motherfucker, you got to learn the Hosea. You know, he took some ancient texts and put them together and like, this is the sacred text. So the nigga was actually trying to make his own Bible for black people. And you know, and he wanted documenting them to endorse it, and they were like, hey, we ain't endorsing this shit. You went and copied some shit out of the text and made your little Hosea. And now you want us to know. He said, you must learn the Hosea like the Buddhists learn the Bhagavad Gita. Now what happens? You know what I'm saying? You gonna go in and take the damn text, call it the Hosea, and tell the motherfucker they gotta learn this like the Buddhists need to learn the Buddhist learns the Bhagavad Gita, and like the Arabic learns the Quran. So we're not talking about that kind of head trip. We're talking about some shit that came through, and we were up to 19, but we got at least 10 active. Yeah, like a good 10 or 12 active, and those are some of the ones that are centers of power. You see what I'm saying? So you can even go and run and shit, you know, and call on my yacht. Well, there's so many people, there's so many white people calling on my yacht. Right. You call on that and shit, and the damn cops after your ass. My she ain't gonna hear you. My been goddamn sleep for years. But what it is that name is not even, they're mutating into new entities, like almost like reincarnation. We've had many lives. But if you ask, you come up to me and say my name was, I had a name called Ancestral in one life. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Before I knew who it was, like, who the hell is that? But I'm Bobby Hemmitt. You see, so it's the same concept here when it comes to these particular frequencies. Yes, those particular entities, but remember those particular frequencies died out. Which means that there wasn't somebody was not, the systems deteriorated, and they went for long periods of time when nobody called on them. So that energy had to go to the people who was actually calling on them in other names. In other names. So I'm going to break this down scientifically how this thing came to be with these 10 entities. With these particular 10 entities, it's actually 20, it might be 19 or 20 of them, but there's at least 10 active and stuff, and they're just basically what happened was is they mutated into a new species that's relevant to this particular time. It's at this particular time and all, and it's very key. So we want to give the people those particular 10 entities that is working with the stuff that I'm talking about. We deal with them every day. We deal with them every day. So I just want to get that. Now let's go on because we got a lot of stuff. This is very interesting because I've been talking about the high blood thing for since 2000 and since 99 about the high blood pressure and this whole kind of concept. And if any of you are on high blood pressure medicine, you need to get off the shit right now. Because this is some shit that I don't give a fuck what these doctors are telling you. If you own this is some shit to design to fuck you up. The high blood pressure medicine. But you know what it is? You can't tell a damn black person over fucking damn 40. Oh no. That damn doctor ain't God. I mean, over 30, over 20. Man, God, man. Now, like my mother's coming up in this week. She's coming up here tomorrow. I said, my brother called, he said, Mom's coming up here tomorrow. I'm like, what? Say, we gotta get her under. My brother, what he does is he take a person, put them on lockdown and give them all this herbs and stuff like that, because I don't know what they eat, all kind of grass and shit. You know, they beyond the vegetarian shit. Most vegetarians be like, these motherfuckers is just dead or something. We don't know what they eat. But they say one of my aunts and stuff. So my brother said, we're going to put her on lockdown and stuff because her kidneys is getting ready to fuck. I'm like, what? Because she was sneaking behind our back and taking that goddamn high blood pressure medicine. And what you don't realize is the shit fucks your kidneys up. It fucks your kidneys up. Now you got to understand. They were saying that some of the magic that is done from the human body is done from the kidneys. So each organ in the body has something to do with something metaphysical.